Sing it out, sing it out, sing it out. Stretch it, stretch it. Yeah! Boom. Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely to be here this morning. Hello, wherever you guys are, however you guys are. Enjoy, have an extra bacon for me. It's a beautiful day. Well, I understand the men's group met yesterday. 10 guys hanging out together with a whole bunch of nature's creatures. We'll talk to the property managers about that. Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness. There is so much happening this week. We've got a lot of stuff going on, but there's something that's been happening here for quite some time that needs to be recognized and shared with the rest of you. It is known as the what is vibrating like that? Oh, okay. It is known as the... I'm feeling like I need to settle. Because I'm just all over the place today. Helicopter? Ooh, snail? Squirrel? Yeah. Squirrel. Volunteer of the month. Volunteer of the month. This particular volunteer, okay, I'm going to do this volunteer and you tell me who it is. Who's the volunteer of the month?
Darlene.
That's it. It's Darlene Bellis. You do so much around here. We couldn't figure out what we're volunteering a month of you for because you're just everywhere showing up. But I'm really excited about what you're doing with the Samaritan Center and just you in general and being our dancing queen and just naming who we are as a community. We love you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Well, I love being a part of this community. It's my home away from home, and I love getting to know everybody. There's some people I've never talked to, but every time I have a conversation with somebody, I just feel squishy inside, and I'm so impressed with the people that come here, actually.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
They come with an arsenal of knowledge and wisdom, which is why this is us, this Wednesday, by the way.
That's
please,
good.
Please come. I'm hosting This Is Us.
Explain This Is Us. I love the idea.
Well, I love your... the idea, when we were doing Zoom Wednesdays, it's in one of my contemplations that came to me that in fellowship, I have conversations with people. They never seem to complete. And there's people I want to talk to that I don't get to talk to. And I thought, I love to get to know the people. Wouldn't it be nice to have uninterrupted...
conversation,
yeah,
right?
conversation, or to highlight different people in our community. And Stephen so eloquently called it This Is Us. So we did one last summer, some of you were there, and we're doing one in person this Wednesday. And it's people you might have seen around here, may have never spoken to, and we get to hear what Science of Mind means to them, what our spiritual center, I like to call it old story, new story. Did something, cause you to deal with life's challenges in an easier way because of our philosophy? Or was there a book that you read a long time ago, or a conversation you had, or whatever it is that you bring that creates ease in the world for yourself. So
I love that.
is that?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Do you know who's going to be highlighted this
I
week
know.
already? Oh,
You have to come
I
on
guess
Wednesday.
you have to show up to figure out who that's going to be.
And it will be a hybrid event if you choose to do Zoom.
It'll be on Zoom. Yeah.
And I'll just say one member has been here a long time, and you may have never had a conversation with this person. And one person is fairly new.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm guessing you probably haven't had a conversation with this person.
So before you go, your phrase for defining our community, I really love.
boy.
What is it? I know.
oh, that-
Yeah, I put you on the
I'm on the
spot.
spot.
I put you totally on the spot.
Hello, my beautiful, caring, creative community committed to consciousness.
That's it.
Oh, and
That's it.
I'm also going to be doing a little bit of a guided practice on Wednesday.
Oh, good.
Having to do with the 40 Days of Prosperity. And it's about receiving. Like, how do you receive? And how do you absorb the prosperity teaching?
Oh, sweet.
So,
All right.
Please come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And I love what Kathy said. I don't need this, but I love it and I want it, and thank you.
Sweet. Thank you, Darlene. Whew. Just breathing all that energy in. I just love it. Just love it. Isn't it wonderful? It is. It's so great. Yeah. Yeah, that's alcohol fellowship. So we continue with, wait, whoa. No, whoa. No. Wasn't there something else? Oh, Lane's doing it. Whoa. All right, the one that's flying by. It's a busy week for faith. It's Holy Week. Today is Palm Sunday, and then next week is Good Friday, and then we got Easter next Sunday. It's also, we're in the middle of Ramadan, and Passover is this week. And I just love that all of this stuff is happening, all these convergences, and I didn't have a chance to check to see what Baha'i Faith is doing this week, but I'm sure Bu'ala Ula is doing something, because they always got something going on. And of course, Hindus, they've got 108 gods, so they probably got something going on too. And I just think it's marvelous we have all of this focused in this particular week at a time when there's so much in our world that could use a collective faith focus. And I just love the practices that are going on with Palm Sunday and Good Friday, this transitional period that takes place before the great event that is celebrated in Christianity that happens on Easter Sunday. And then Passover, moving from one state of consciousness into another. The metaphorical story of coming out of Egypt, coming out of our own area of entrapment into a clearer, higher consciousness. And then Ramadan, where you are in love and charity. You know, it's a month of zakat where they give a lot of charity. The Islamic community gives millions, literally billions of dollars during Ramadan to refugee families, to promote clean water and food around the world, as well as their own stealth discipline around releasing some of the thoughts that hold them back from the highest expression of life. All of that sounds like science of mind, boom, in a total nutshell. That's what we do every Sunday. And they just do it this week. No, they do it all the time, but they celebrate it this week. Yes. And we are in the middle of our 40-day prosperity. We're near the end of our 40-day prosperity plan. And this is day 36. Day 36. Yeah, I have my little thing here. I was doing my practice this morning, and it really kind of was interesting. What came through was how important these holidays become. Because what I see and what I experience, and I'm keeping my little journal, I hope you guys are keeping your journal. Yesterday was very colorful. But I noticed that today's thing is, let's go to it real quickly. It says that, not too quickly, yes. Well, let's do this. My inner supply instantly and constantly takes on form and experience according to my needs and desires. And as the principle of supply in action, it is impossible for me to have any needs or unfulfilled desires. So I was sitting with that concept this morning, and it came to me, it's instant, it's constant action, which means as the need or desire arises, this principle that is in action, instantly and constantly, already knows and goes about making that thing happen. So my work in consciousness is to align my thoughts to the highest and most harmonious expressions and experiences that I possibly can bring into my life. And as I was thinking about that, and then Ramadan came to mind, and this idea of fasting from negative thoughts, and if, when I keep evil, negative, harmful thoughts held either by me or by somebody else, against somebody else, those thoughts are already heard by the instantly, constantly principle of action already giving that supply to me. It's little wonder that the world's in some of the places that it's in, because whether it's conscious or unconscious, the universe feels that energy and goes about supplying that. If we look for why is there evil in the world, why are there problems in the world, we're all holding on to it. And you have it. We all do it. It's hard not to. I had to have my moment this morning. We had a gentleman next door who parked his truck in the place where we sometimes do our morning fellowship. And I went over and politely asked him if he would move his truck. And his response was not that polite about moving his truck. And so I went into a place of wanting him to do something with his truck that I wouldn't want him to do to his truck, because I think it's a really nice truck. Have you seen that truck? That's a 4x4 Ford. It goes anywhere. It's almost as cool as your truck, Jim. Almost. Not quite. But that thought landed in my consciousness. It's still there unless I process it, which I did. I went over and I gave him one of our bookmarks and wrote on it, "Thanks for moving your truck." And hey, it's a very cool rig. To release that energy, we got to release that energy, because it's happening instantly, constantly, because the principle of supply is in action. That's where this goes. It's not just about putting money in your pocket. We don't call it the prosperity plan because it's about putting money in your pocket, although that's cool too. It's about putting peace, love, harmony, joy into existence and life through our thoughts and through our practices, which is what Ramadan's about, which is what Passover talks about, which is what Good Friday leads to with Easter Sunday, the resurrection into something new in our lives. Isn't this an amazing week that we're in? Oh my goodness, it is. And that's what we get to do here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. We do it this way because we're done with that. We did it. Well, yeah, okay. We're a community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are, that's why we're here, and here's what we do.
Yep, that's what we do. So join me. So as we all come into this moment of now, this awareness of this moment of now, this consciousness of this moment of now, we remember once again that there is only one all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere presence that moves through everyone here and everyone beyond here, as well as everything and every experience. And as we remember this truth, and as we listen and act from this truth, we know with absolute certainty that we are 100% supported by Spirit in being exactly who we are. Today, it's being in community, receiving what it is ours to receive and to share with all of us here and beyond here, taking it with us on our journey through this day. So with great gratitude for the village that is bringing all of this about, we now release this word to law, knowing with absolute certainty that we are loved and valued because love prevails. And together we say, and so it is. Please stand, sing, and dance.
How can I serve today, sweet spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
So we begin with the affirmation. I will read it first, and then I will ask you to join me. I am an integrated being, integral to the fullest expression of the one thing. Spirit, join me. I am an integrated being, integral to the fullest expression of the one thing. Spirit. Yes. So I found my reading in Doorways to the Soul, edited by Elisa Davy Pearman. I want to say Pearman, but it's Pearman. The Messiah is among us. Once there was a monastery that had fallen upon hard times. Some of the younger monks had left in dissatisfaction, and so no new men were joining. There were but a handful of monks and their leader, the abbot, remaining. They began fighting among themselves, each blaming the other on hard times, on the faults and findings of the other. One day, a traveling rabbi stopped at the monastery for a night's rest. He ate and prayed alongside the other monks. The next day, as the rabbi prepared to continue on his journey, the abbot drew him aside. He told him of the problems of the monastery and asked him for his observations and for some advice to share with the other monks. Upon hearing the abbot's woes, the rabbi was quiet for a long time. "Cannot you give me some advice to help my monastery to thrive again?" the abbot begged. "Your monks will not listen to my advice," the rabbi replied, but perhaps they would benefit from an observation. The Messiah dwells among you here at the monastery. "One of us?" asked the abbot, astonished. "Which one?" "Oh, that I cannot say," he answered. "Share this with your brothers, and in time it shall be revealed to you." The abbot thanked him and sent him on his way. He then gathered the monks together, who listened in amazement to the news. "One of us? But who?" each one asked out loud. Then to themselves they wondered. It couldn't be Brother Robert, or could it? Sure, not Brother Henry, but there are times when. Not the youngest? Well, maybe. The abbot himself? Or could it be me? Soon things began to change at the monastery as each began to see the Messiah in the other and to hear the Messiah's words in each word spoken. Soon people began to wander back to the monastery, and in time new men joined and the monastery thrived. So who is the Messiah among us? And if you're not saying we are, remember, we are this thing.
All right, morning, everyone. This morning we have our sister with the long red hair and the big heart and the big voice, Margaret Owens.
Thank you. I'm just going to tell you a little secret. So when I sing this, I'm going to be sending you so much love. And because I'm getting older and my brain kind of just goes sometimes, and the lyrics kind of go I would love it if you would just love me back and love those lyrics right into my head, so we will just be in love together while I sing. All right? That'll be so good. Okay, hold on, everybody. Here we go. The thing itself is beautiful. The thing itself is magnificent. The thing itself goes by many names. Some people call it God, Buddha, Allah, Muhammad. Call it it father or a 4-speed blender. You could call it mother if that don't send you on a bender. You can call it power or something gentle. I got a method to recall the fundamentals. It's A, absolute, E, energy, I, infinite, O, oneness, and U is universal. And then there is why, because why, because why, because there's you. Let's not forget about you. The thing itself will move you if you will call it through you to guide your hopes and dreams and care for every need, to bless the path as you explore it. And if you happen to be searching for it, it's A, absolute, E, energy, I, infinite, O, oneness, and U is universal. And then there is why, because why, because why, because there's you. Let's not forget about you. The sun still shines when it's cloudy, and you're still divine when you're pouty. You rage and you dream, you hope and you scream, you curse and you care, and it's always there because it's A, absolute, E, energy, I, infinite, O, oneness, and U is universal. And then there is why, because why, because why, because there's you. Let's not forget about you.
Woohoo! Margaret Owens, The Thing Itself.
It's time for the God awareness place. That 3-minute gap we get to briefly check in and settle, open up with curiosity and listen. So I'm going to ring the bowl 3 times to allow you to take, if you choose, deep breaths. And when the 3 minutes is up, our lovely Cherie will bring you out with her music, and we'll go from there. Here we go.
I am in the light. See me if you can. Everywhere I am.
So as you come back to the awareness of the room, I was reminded as I was contemplating of something Johanna encouraged us to do this past Wednesday, and that is to find our own voice. So when we're confronted with a statement, a principle, or an affirmation, and it doesn't quite sink in, take it and play with it, and that in itself is a meditation, because it's amazing where it takes you. And make it yours. Find your voice. Try it. You may even like it.
Thanks, Dee. Okay, Margaret, come on back up. Yeah.
Screaming on their front porch this morning, shouting in that old familiar way. How she ever took him back since the last time is beyond me, and there's nothing that I can do or say. Who knows what goes on behind closed doors? Lord knows what the children see and hear. The hand that I offer's been shunned, I understand, and my only course of action's becoming very clear. I just gotta shine my light right there, right now, and trust that God is there somehow. Whether I can see your works or feel your grace, I know your face is there. The daily news, it seems to drag me under with the heartache and fear that it feeds. And all the gossip round the office think they'd poison the water. Seems contempt is becoming a need. Now it's easier to see where they need correcting, then search my soul and see just what I'm reflecting. I just gotta shine my light right there, right now, and trust that God is there somehow. Whether I can see your works or feel your grace, I know your face is there. High above the mountains and the oceans, I will soar till this vision that I hope for peace rains down forevermore. I just gotta shine my light right there, right now, and trust that God is there somehow. Whether I can see your works or feel your grace, I know your face is there. I know your face is there. I know your face is there.
Margaret Owens. Wow. What voice. What a voice. That was beautiful. Both those songs. I love that.
Great songs.
Yeah. Sweet. So I was thinking about what we have that makes us so special, and it's our thing. Let's see. Where'd it go? Wait a minute. Go on, John. I didn't know the Isley Brothers were so spiritual. Do what you want to do. Remember that one? Right? Okay, I got to stop playing it because otherwise Facebook will put us off the air because we copyright infringement and stuff like that. But you get it. And the thing, what I've been thinking about is, it's your thing. It's your thing. But do we own it? You were talking about in the song, do we remember it? Do we remember this, that it's always there? And what do we get to do with it? How are we going to use this thing? So it's the unity behind everything. When we sit in revelation, when we sit in meditation, I don't know about you, but there's these glimpses of complete and total ownership that I am the divine expressing as a thing called Stephen. You know, that you are the divine expressing as Cheryl, as Jan, as Ginger. Look at her, she's in her thing. I love it. Just in this deep space of meditation. It's our experience. In the experiences that we all have, there's this unity happening. There's this life unfolding from deep within us. In the diversity that we see everywhere on earth, in the life itself, there is this back thing holding it all together. And that thing is divinity. That we are divine. Science is constantly trying to seek this unity in the form of matter, looking at what matter and looking at how it's all defined as the one thing. Psychology is trying to help us through the couch find that unified experience of life to bring all of our parts together into a sense of wholeness. And here in our faith practices, we are announcing the truth that there is only the one thing, the one life. How do we use that thing? And that's where the affirmation comes from, being an integrated being integral to the entire experience of life itself. What does that mean? What is all that about? Integrated. What is that? That integrated is to be harmonious and to be interrelated to the wholeness of all. That's what integrated is. Things that are integrated are in harmony. Otherwise, they couldn't be together. They'd be but they're not. They're integrated. They're in harmony, and they are helping to complete the wholeness of life. That's what we get to be. And what is it to be integral? It's to be necessary to the completeness of that wholeness. So that's where we are. We're in this joyous experience of life in order to be more connected to one another and to connected by that great thing that is. Now, one of the things about Science of Mind, and Dr. Holmes was evolving all along, and he was very much involved in principle and in the mechanical makings of the world and how if you do that, this happens, cause and effect. And then along came this thing called quantum theory, and it completely blew up his whole thinking, and he had to open up a little bit more. But he still held to the idea that there is this divine principle that is expressing and consciousness that is a part of it. And there was this understanding that he had about it, which I want to share with you, where he says, I believe that the infinite intelligence does know us, but I do not believe that it knows us apart from itself. I think we are part of its self-knowingness. That's a lovely idea when I was thinking about that and playing with that this week. So God understands each and every individualized expression that is out there, but doesn't know it apart from itself, because we are integrated into this thing called life. We are interrelated to this thing called life. So the divine presence that is cannot know us simply as our own entity by itself. That would mean there would be God and something else. You know, so you do not exist as you by yourself singly, Deborah, as just Deborah. It is Deborah in the experience of God itself. It's Cheryl in the experience of God itself. Therefore, everything that we are doing is related to someone else. And this is really a powerful, important message that we need to take out into the world and live through our experience. Back to the truck. If I carry that truck energy with me with that driver today, I carry that everywhere I go to anyone I walk. And if I don't even say it, that energy, that vibrational experience is emerging through me and becomes a vibration that like like ripples in the water, goes out and affects all others. This is our work. We have great lives. All of us, everyone here. We got challenges. That's part of life. It helps us grow. You go to the gym, you work out, you stress your muscles out, they get better. They get stronger. They get healthier. Life stresses us out, we get stronger. We get better. We get healthier at living it. That's okay. But on the whole, I think we're doing pretty darn good here at Center for Spiritual Living Simi Valley. We have a very blessed experience. And even with that, how much of it are we using to move out into the world so the world has a better experience? And Lord knows it's being called for right here in this moment. And this self-knowingness that is God itself understands this. And it's an important aspect for us to get, because that is the starting point to our movement into the greater next to be. See, what we know of ourselves, like be still and know. Know thyself was the ancient teaching, right? So what we know of ourselves is what we know of God. And the more we know of ourselves, the more of God can be expressed by means of us. The universe becomes to us what we are to it. I was looking at, there's this lovely device that we're thinking about getting. I don't know, I can't remember the name of it, but it turns your yard waste, your kitchen waste into compost right there on your countertop. Yeah, but it's like this new thing. Like in 16 hours, you go from leftover eggshells and cut up cantaloupe rinds to dirt for your garden. It's amazing. This thing has come around because so many of us are finally saying, what's happening to the world? What are we going to do? Stuff starts emerging because as we understand our relationship to the whole, then the whole begins to change. And we are those change agents. This is the time for us to do that. It's the time for us to do your thing. Whatever your thing is, the universe is calling you to express that. Maybe you don't create the new composter machine, but maybe you write the next great play that appears on Broadway about new thought. What was the man's name you were telling me? Garland Anderson, one of the first black writers to appear on Broadway, to write a Broadway play, and he wrote it about new thought of all things. Yeah, I'll be Googling him when I get out of this later today. That's this thing. See, as we begin to accept, and this happened, I understand, because he saw a play on Broadway that was about Christianity, but his thing was not Christianity. His thing was new thought. He accepted that as part of who he was, so then he went out and he wrote this play that ended up on Broadway about new thought in 1925. My goodness. See, so as we begin to accept all the different parts of ourselves, something amazing gets to happen. We begin to grow, and the universe, the world begins to grow as a result of it. Now, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I'm not saying you got to go out there and make the next big Facebook or anything like that, or create the compost device. Maybe it's just to be nicer to your grocer at the corner store, or to be nicer to the kid on the block, or who knows what it is, or maybe it's just to find the charity that you want to donate to, and not just donate your money, but donate your time. I don't know what it is. It's your thing, not mine. But the thing is, you have it. And we have a partner, or we are part of a divine partner that has already put this spark in you that's saying, this is who it is, this is yours to do, because you're hearing it, you're seeing it. It's not voices in your head, it's God expressing as you, and this is you getting to do that. And this is the time to step forward, you see. In this wonderful book, it's Ernest Holmes, it's Up to You. I had so much fun with this little, it's a very thin book. You know, I love my thin books. He says that we should not argue as to whether or not we are divine. Don't argue about that, but instead gratefully express our divinity from this moment on. Did you read that? This moment on. There's the news. Don't argue. You are divine, and you know it from this moment on. Now you cannot forget it. Once you see it, you can't forget it. You can pretend that you've forgotten it, and when you pretend that you forget the truth of you keeps showing up. First it's balsa wood, then it's a little soft pine, and then it's that like maple, cherry wood, teak wood, 2x4, bang, right across the head. So what do you want to do? When you hear it as the balsa wood, maybe that's the call to answer, right? the really sweet thing, and what's been with me all week long, and I've had so many experiences of that. I was with my mom this week up in Oakland visiting her, and she's doing really well. She had some frustrations, but she's doing well. And I had to clean up her drawer, and next to the bed, there's this drawer. Her job before she went into this new experience was as a house spouse. That was her. She created a company called the House Spouse. So whatever you needed, if you were a single person and you needed something done, she had a crew of people. Like, you need to get some tickets, but you don't want, back in the day when you had to stand in line, you don't want to stand in line tickets? She had a student who could stand in line and study while they got your tickets for you. Or whatever you needed to have done as a single person, she could be your spouse. She was your house spouse. And one of the things she did was clean and organize places. So whenever I go to visit her, it's one of my things to do is have to clean out her closet and organize it because it has to be just right. And she can barely say what she needs to say, but she can certainly point to where she needs to point. The point of this tangent was, I looked over there, and she wanted me to clean this drawer out. Thank you, Simi Valley. There must have been 100 cards that have been sent by our prayer team, our compassionate care team, my mom. And she loves them. And I told somebody that she likes flowers, and there were so many of them with flowers on the front. She wouldn't let me throw any of them away, but I had to organize them all. And it was really, really wonderful. This thing about you are God, it's not, don't get it confused now. It's not like you are not. See, you are what God is. You're not God itself. You can't say, I am God, but you are what God is. And there's a vast difference in that. You know, ice is water, but all water is not ice. So some water is ice, and some of each of us is some part of God. And that's a wonderful thing to know about ourselves so that we can move through life understanding that what is true of us is true of everybody else, you see. So that's why this great teaching is about, the great teacher talks about beware of judgments. Because, see, the same life is running through all of us, the least and the greatest. It's all a part of this thing that's happening in life. And we're all expressing our unique individualities, you see. We're all in this integrated, harmonious experience. It's not that some are more divine than others. We're all divine. That's the truth of it. But it's easy to forget that in the world of isms and asms. You know, there's so many of that, but there's no Catholic sun and Islamic moon and Jewish sea. It's just the sea, it's the moon, it's the sun. It's a universal experience, but we use ism and asm to break them up into various individualized experiences. But the truth of the matter, there's no difference. I was really blessed to, a friend of my father's was good friends with Dick Gregory. First time I ever rode in a Rolls Royce. I said, well, this is really cool. Whose car is this? Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory? Oh my God. Do you guys know who Dick Gregory is? Yeah, no? Okay, next Google assignment. Amazing, crazy comedian, and also civil rights activist. And one of the things he said, which I really resonated with, he says, I feel the same God force that is in the mother and father of the Pope is also the mother and father of the lowliest wino on the planet. What a sweet way of living life. Can we live that way? Can you live that way? It's not easy because you see the wino and you go, he's got alcoholism. And you see the Pope and you say, he's practicing Catholicism. And now you put the ism on it and suddenly you divided that person. But according to this wonderful comedian, and you know, comics get it right. That's why they laugh at him, because it's too close to the truth. They'll tell you, the same God force, the same universal energy made the Pope and made the wino. This is ours. This is why we got to know our thing. What is the thing that's calling us? And to develop that. And in doing so, you can develop a little more calm and a little more presence in the world. I've been praying a lot for patience of late, and I've noticed that I was getting a lot of opportunities to be patient. And so right? I did. I told it, I think I'm done with affirming patience. Now I affirm acceptance. And it's been interesting that as you work your spiritual principles, you will grow and you will evolve by the challenges and the sufferings that come. I suffered enough in patient moments, and I learned that maybe if I just accept what's happening, not doormatish. I'm not talking about being a doormat. I'm just talking about non-resistance, a little bit of the Buddha path, right? All of this comes from knowing our thing and knowing that and trusting that the life in you, the life in me is the self-knowingness of God trying to express itself more fully, having this more unique and beautiful experience, you see. And in knowing that for me and for everyone else, it's an amazing cure for inferiority complexes and superiority complexes. It works the same for both, you see. Dr. Holmes, again, in this thing, in It's Up to You book, he says, there is, and this is great news. This is great news. There is no one living, no one who ever did live or ever will live who can do exactly what you can do in the same way. No one else can do what you can do in the exact same way. Now that's sweet. And it's also something neat to remember when you move up, too. Nobody can mess up the way you can. But then nobody can fix it the way you can. You know, this is like I was saying before, in when I was studying practicing the principle this morning of prosperity, that it's my negative thoughts and negative beliefs and lack and limitation thoughts that are also heard by that instantaneous, constant giving, all-supplying presence. So when I'm messing up, it's giving me that, but it's also giving me the opportunity to change and to move forward. And that's wonderful. We always get to. And why do we get to? Because you are divine. Because you are divine. There's an infinite supply of good, and there's always time to make the next move. Don't get twisted or conceited about being God, because it's true for everybody. There's no more divinity in anyone else than anybody else. It's just the universe expressing. It's the universe expressing. And that's the beautiful thing about it, that we're all in this specialized calling forth of life itself. And in this sacred week that we're dealing with, this powerful reminder of the Passover and the Good Friday experiences that talked about moving from one state into another new state. Ramadan reflected in growing our spiritual consciousness by releasing those things that no longer serve us. And then Easter to rise anew and to stand like the phoenix in the new life that is being birthed from all of us. From all of us. And it begins with knowing that it's your thing. We each have that one thing, our role. And in knowing our role, at this time in the universe, in this time in our world, in this time of current events and current affairs, we have an opportunity to be a midwife to the transition to something new, to experience all kinds of great new things. So excited for Alicia Roscoe, who's doing the weekend edition, this young black woman who worked her way up through NPR to be the White House correspondent, and now she's got the weekend edition. It's really sweet. It's just, this is where we are. We're here to navigate and to move people, to support people, to support ourselves. Be on the lookout for that. Be on those folks that you see. Like, I think they're calling me to help them out, to give them a hand up, and know that there's a divine hand right here waiting to lift you as you lift them. This is where we are. This is the thing. This is the thing. Last quote from Dr. Holmes in this wonderful book. He says that when I know that the God in you is the God that is in me, when I know it, breathe it, don't think it, feel it, act from it naturally, just boom, instinctively. When I know it to that level, the only reality that is there is between us. When I know that, in such degree as I know it, I cannot seek to do you ill. When we know our divinity, we heal the planet automatically, because we no longer carry those negative unconscious vibrations of negativity, of evil, of hurt, of pain, of judgment, of discrimination, all that. And it's work. It's work that we get to do. And the beauty of it is we can do it just for ourselves because it's your thing. It's your thing. And so it is. So here we are. Let's do this together. I am an integrated being, integral to the fullest expression of spirit, of one thing, spirit. Spirit. Lovely. Yes. Okay. I'm feeling gonging. Was at a retreat at the Tibetan Center up on Mount Baldy, and silent retreat, 5 days. And the only time you could speak was when you would go to everybody had an hour that you could sit with the Dharma teacher. And it began with the ringing of the gong. And I used to love that sound because it meant, I'm going to be talking in a few minutes. So this is our time to go into the revealing prayer. Why do we do it revealing prayer, not healing prayer? There's nothing to be healed. There's only truth to be revealed. What needs to be revealed in your life? What is unfolding in your life right now? What emerging idea keeps coming at you, pulling forth for you to express? Think about that now. Allow that idea to rise to the surface of your consciousness. And it doesn't have to be a challenge. It can just be, I am experiencing more joy and gratitude, and I want more joy and gratitude. Bring that to the surface. It could be a health challenge, whatever it is. Hold it in mind. Visualize how you want it to be revealed. And right here and now, we know that there is a divine presence. This thing called God, Spirit, whatever word resonates for you, we allow the space for that. Because as I've been saying, it's your thing. It's your call. It's your relationship. Make it personal. And as you make it personal, know that what you are making personal for you is the same entity, same presence, same feeling tone that I am now making personal for me. For there is only the one. And as we relate to it in our own specialized way, we bring a sense of love, integrated wholeness, interrelated beingness that expresses as complete harmony and wholeness here and now. It shows up in whatever form is necessary for the highest level of joy and livingness to be expressed by means of each and every one of us. It may show up for you as the right job opportunity. It may show up as the perfect home that you move into. It may show up as an excellent trip that you're about to take. It may show up as a smile on the face of a person that passes by. It may show up as the end of distress or complaint or argument within a family or within a friend or within a neighbor or within a community, within a nation, within the world. It shows up as the abundance and the unlimited prosperity available to heal all aches and to solve all problems and to relieve all wounds of their pain. And it happens with one thought that vibrates out to the unformed substance that hears, that coalesces and congeals it into the thing that is. So it is by this word that I speak that I feel a deep sense of connection and also gratitude for the power of presence, for the joy of understanding, for the relatedness of spirit with each and every one of us that allows us to speak our word into a law of mind that responds with an ever, 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 ever yes right here and now in this moment. So I release this prayer knowing it is done and complete, and so it is. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, I have a special treat for you guys today. We're going to do the spiritual community giving. These are the various areas that we give. But there's something else that happens beside us giving our funding that allows for the building to stay in place, allows us to do the various things we do at the Samaritan Center to support our members whenever we can and to just keep the lights on, all that kind of stuff. But there's something else that happens. And I want to bring up John Cherie because he related that something else to me recently. And I left it on my desk. I said, what is this? And I read it and went, oh my God, that is beautiful. And so he's going to come up and read it to you. You guys know John? I mean, he's been here a couple of weeks. Yes.
It's called Sanctuary. While in search of a refuge from the weird world and a place where I could enjoy a peaceful state of mind and a feeling of overall contentment, I had no idea that by entering through these doors, I was about to experience what it might be like to be entering into the kingdom of heaven. Soon, I would be made aware of the fact that the fear I had previously been feeling before entering through these doors was a state of mind I no longer had a use for. Upon stepping through these doors, my body felt lighter, and my mind, without realizing it, was becoming transformed. It was a realization that the Epistle Paul may have had, according to the New Testament, while walking into a new way of life. I was immediately made aware that this same awakening was happening to me. Now I am standing on holy ground. I am now the butterfly that has emanated from the cocoon. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That was beautiful. Here. Okay, all right, there you go. Those beautiful words. I love that. He's an awesome butterfly. Let's do our statement of affirmation today. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSL, Simi Valley. Now, divine love is victorious! All right, here's your announcements for the week. Pay close attention to the upcoming concert. It's going to be a blast.
Thank you. So as we give witness to this abundant, prosperous blessing to our center, we recognize that money is God in action. And as we remember this, we also remember that each and every one of us are God in action. And with great gratitude for this, I now release this word to the law of God in action, knowing that we are, all of us, including this center, abundantly prosperous, and we celebrate it here and now by saying, and so it is.
I know. Okay, one more from Red. Okay, here we go. Go out of your body, out of this space. Go out of the atmosphere, out of the galaxy. Go out of this universe, and when you're there, take a look backwards. Tell me if you still care about all your troubles
and how big they are. Can you still see them, gazing at them so far away from reality? As you define it, it's all just an energy. You may need to realign it, 'cause nobody gets to dance for you. Nobody makes your dreams come true, but you get to, yes, you get to. And nobody's gonna like the way, nobody brings a brighter day, but you get to, yes, you get to. You're stronger than struggle, larger than pain. You're wiser than worry, more powerful than circumstance. Admit that you're infinite, you can't get it done. This life's but a moment, and you will go on and on. Those things that you're reaching for, they need your belief. Stir up your faith just a bit, though it ain't to be received. 'Cause nobody gets to dance for you, nobody makes your dreams come true, but you get to, yes, you get to. And nobody's gonna like the way, nobody brings a brighter day, but you get to, yes, you get to. It's how you perceive, it's what you believe, the colors the day you're bringing. It's there in your hand, it's at your command. Why wouldn't you wake up singing? Nobody gets to dance for you, nobody makes your dreams come true, but you get to, yes, you get to. And nobody's gonna like the way, nobody brings a brighter day, but you get to, yes, you get to. Nobody gets to dance for you, nobody makes your dreams come true, but you get to, yes, you get to. And nobody's gonna like the way, nobody brings a brighter day, but you get to, yes, you get to.
Margaret Owens, yes, you get to. All right. This is probably low-hanging fruit, but you get to take Margaret home with you because she has music. And artwork, right? Jewelry? And jewelry, right. So out after the service, do take advantage of that. We also have prayer. You get to sit with Dee for prayer after service if you want to. She'll be under the exit side for quick prayers. If you want a longer session with one of the practitioners, please give a call and reach out to one. They'll be happy to pray with you at any particular time. We have a wonderful service team today. It's been Ron on stage. We've got Costa and Becky. Where'd Becky go? I know she's here. There she is, Becky on that door. And a new member of the service team, Linda Romano. And relatively new to the center as well. She's just, boom, jumped in, both feet. We like that. Thank you so much. Gregory, great job up in the booth. We love the new camera angle. Yes, indeed. He's working it. And Lane, triple duty today, office work, doing the slides, and singing with the L's along with Lynn. And always got to give some love for the Soul Purpose Band led by Cherie Deeds. You guys are rocking it. Thank you, John, for jumping in with It's Your Thing at the beginning. Like that? Yeah? Yeah. We love me some bass. All right. If you are new to the center and would like to find out more about us, you can see Karen shows in the back of the room, and she's got all the visitor packs and knows all the stories that you want to hear, and maybe some that we don't want her to tell, but she'll tell you anyway. That's great. Let's all stand, do our closing benediction, and we will sing. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Let's sing.
Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, make it flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you, ooh, love be with you, ooh, love be with you. Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, make it flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you, oh, love be with you, oh, love be with you.
All right, see you next week, Wednesday, for This Is Us.
Slow. I don't remember what day it was. I didn't notice what time it was. All I know is that I fell in love with you. And if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Every day's a new day in love with you. With each day comes a new way of loving you. And every time I see your face, my mind starts to wander. And if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but only half as much as tomorrow. Slipping but what but anyway. And you think we don't need you now.